Shinobi, open your eyes. For the sake of your master.
Hey everyone, it's BlueLizardJello, and welcome back to Everything Possible in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Last time we made it through the Sunken Valley, we took out the Guardian Ape at least once, and we collected some serpent viscera, the fresh and dried varieties. And today we have a lot of stuff in store for us, including 4 mini-bosses and another boss encounter, very similar to the last one, although much more difficult this time around. And we need to get started because we also have some NPC quests and dialogue to take care of. But first, we did get that new memory, so let us not forget to enhance our attack power with the memory of the Guardian Ape. They say that an infested body is the mark of the undying, but such a long life would surely be quite lonesome for even an ape. Perhaps the echoing roar of the Guardian Ape was in fact a solicitation of sorts. We're going to find out that that roar was in fact a solicitation, and we're going to meet that which this Guardian Ape was soliciting in just a little bit. But from here, we did get the finger whistle, and I want to head back to the dilapidated temple and have that equipped by our sculptor friend. While we're here, I do want to talk to the peddler just because I often forget to talk to him, and every now and then he does have a little quip, something to add to kind of embellish that which is going on in the story. And since we took care of Hanbei last time...
Hey there, friend. Still have some business with me? Looks like that damned near immortal samurai's finally gone and died. I tell you, I don't understand what goes on in the mind of an honest samurai. If you're not gonna die, you should go off and enjoy yourself. Anyways, nice job, friend. I'm sure he went to heaven. Until next time, friend.
Nothing like a little bit of mockery for the dead. We'll come and check in again with him in just a little bit, but first let's talk to the sculptor. And as I said, let's go ahead and have the finger whistle attached, but also he's going to have some unique dialogue because we have an idea of who that whistle belonged to.
What's that you have there? Where did you get that finger?
The guardian ape of the Sunken Valley. I found it in his belly.
I see. To think it was in the belly of an ape. Let me see it. I'll fix it to your prosthetic arm.
So the finger whistle will grab an enemy's attention and draw them to the whistle's location. By locking onto a target, only the targeted enemy will hear the whistle. The sound of the finger whistle enrages beasts, making them unable to distinguish friend from foe. I'm going to show this off here in just a little bit because it's actually pretty interesting how it works. Granted, it doesn't have as many applications as I wish, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. So let's get that equipped, but also let's get it upgraded, not necessarily because we need this, although it can be really interesting. What we want, though, is this, the Phoenix Lilac Umbrella. That is what we are heading towards now. We're not going to be able to upgrade it now, simply because we don't have the scrap magnetite, but we'll pick that up here very, very shortly.
Another time, then. I'll lend you shelter anytime.
From here, we do want to head to Kuro's room. We do have a few things that we can talk about, especially now that we have the Lotus of the Valley that we collected after defeating the Guardian Ape. Before we talk to Kuro, we did collect some more monkey booze from the Sunken Valley, so why don't we give a drink to Emma?
I'm glad you've come, Master Wolf.
Here.
Oh, this is... this is monkey booze.
Something wrong?
Well, let me try it. Oh, it burns so bad. Let's see. Yes, monkeys. I seem to have a strong connection with monkeys.
You do?
Yes. I was rescued by a monkey after all. You don't believe me, do you? When I was young, I stood alone in the aftermath of a battlefield. I was alone and staring, dumbfounded. I could do nothing, neither cry nor even get angry. Complete shock. And then there was a monkey eating a rice ball.
A monkey. Maybe an ape.
Maybe. Either way, He made it look so delicious. I remember being angry at that, but then he gave me the rice ball. It tasted so good.
What a kind monkey.
Yes, he was a very kind monkey.
Now keep that dialogue in mind, because sometime later we're going to get some more sake, we're going to give it to another NPC, and kind of get the flip side of that story.
Goodbye.
Now let's talk to Kuro. We're going to get some interesting information, but then we're also going to get a chance to eavesdrop, which is going to unlock yet another ending. If we don't initiate this eavesdrop sooner rather than later, we will lock it out for this playthrough.
My lord, I've procured the flower for the fountainhead aroma.
Oh? Was it truly blooming in the Sunken Valley?
Yes, deep within the valley.
So that is where the fountainhead waters pool deeply. You've done well to acquire this wolf. Oh, and actually, I found something. I discovered there's another scent we must acquire.
What is it?
The blood of the divine heir of the dragon's heritage. In other words, my blood.
Your blood? But my lord, you cannot bleed.
Yes, it is true that those of the dragon's heritage cannot bleed. However, in Lord Genichiro's quarters, I found a curious journal belonging to Lord Takeru's page, and it appears there is a way for me to bleed. For now, I'd like to ask you to keep this for me.
An old diary entry written by Takeru's page. Lord Takeru held his arm over the incense burner and attempted to cut it with a sword, but incredibly, his wound healed instantly and not a drop of blood was shed. Lady Tomoe said, "Without it, your blood cannot be spilled." What could she be referring to, I wonder?
Now then, we just need to figure out how to make me bleed.
Perhaps we should ask Lady Emma.
As a doctor, she should have much knowledge of the human body. Yes, she may be able to help us.
So from here, let's talk to Emma, see if she has anything interesting to say about making the Lord bleed.
There is something I'd like to ask.
Yes, what is it?
Can the divine heir be made to bleed?
Why would you seek to do so?
The blood of the divine heir is required to obtain the dragon tears from the divine realm and achieve immortal severance.
Oh, I see. It is true that the divine heir's blood cannot be shed by normal means. However, you currently possess the means to do so.
The mortal blade.
Yes, here you are.
Immortal Severance Scrap. Part of the Book of Immortal Severance left behind by Takeru. With mortal blade in hand, my blood may be shed. With my blood, the Arona will be complete, the divine realm will be in reach. Immortal Severance will be at hand. I must ask Tomoe to assist with the beheading.
This was written by Lord Takeru?
It was. With the mortal blade, you may wound the divine heir, and his blood will be allowed to flow.
I see. This brings us one step closer to immortal severance. I shall tell my lord.
Of course.
You know, if all they needed was the scent of blood, I don't know that beheading is necessary. But with that information, let's go talk to Kuro once more.
Wolf, did you speak with Lady Emma?
I did.
And? What did she say?
That it could be possible with the mortal blade.
I see. So the mortal blade will allow my blood to flow.
As you wish.
Shall we give it a try?
The mortal blade was never meant to be drawn. There is no knowing how it will affect you. Burning the incense may help protect you from such harm.
Yes. If you insist, then that is what we shall do.
In order to get all the ingredients, we still have to press on yet further, even though we don't have any information yet as to where the fragrant branch has gone. But as I said, after we talk to Kuro, we're going to get an opportunity to eavesdrop, and we don't have to go anywhere, we don't have to travel. All we need to do is hide behind a wall, and then we get the ability to eavesdrop.
We're almost there. Yes. Do what must be done.
Do what must be done sounds a little bit hesitant coming from Lord Kuro. And to see that someone else has also noticed a hesitation, go ahead and rest at the nearby idol. You will notice that Emma will move locations, but she's right at the top of these stairs. Let's go give her a quick talk and see what she has to say about the Lord's hesitation.
I must do what must be done. That is what the diviner said. He must be hiding something.
I see.
What is it?
Lord Takeru spoke of beheading in his memoirs.
Yes.
Perhaps the act of beheading was the means to end immortality, along with the life of the divine heir.
What?
If you walk the path of immortal severance, then you must use the mortal blade to...
End my lord's life.
Yes. Lord Kuro desires immortal severance. I understand that. I do. And yet, Master Wolf, might there be a path where Lord Kuro need not lose his life?
The dragon's heritage is no ordinary power. There could be such a path.
Well then, Master Wolf, I ask that you help me find such a path. A path where Lord Kuro need not die.
At this point, you can make one of two choices. I highly recommend just agreeing because you still have the opportunity to pursue any of the endings at this point. You're not locked in.
I will not let my lord die.
Thank you.
We must find a starting point.
Yes. Oh, yes. Lady Tomoe's. Master Wolf, I might have a place to start. I'll look into it and let you know as soon as I find something.
Thank you.
Also, we may want to...
Keep this from the divine heir.
Yes.
It's going to be a little while before we are able to get any more information about that quest line. But for now, I do want to talk to Ishin. He just has a little bit of dialogue for us now that we have obtained the Mortal Blade. It's not terribly much, but it is something interesting to hear from Ishin himself.
Sekiro, is that the Mortal Blade? So what of the rumors?
According to the divine child of the inner sanctum, anyone who draws the Mortal Blade will meet death.
Which means only one such as you can wield it then.
When I drew out the blade and saw its crimson edge, I too died once.
I see. The Crimson Edge. Listen, Sekiro. With the Mortal Blade, you can now kill the Undying. A truly terrifying weapon, don't you think?
What are you trying to say?
That sword is now yours. Who or what will you kill? You must be sure of the answer before drawing it.
We've already seen the Mortal Blade in action, but we are going to see it again today because we're going to meet yet another Undying enemy and finally be able to put them out of their misery. Well, whether or not they're miserable, I guess, is just a matter of interpretation. So now it is finally time to carry on with our mini quests. So I'm going to head to this idol, and instead of going to the Poison Pool, which is the location that we did unlock at the end of the last episode, or towards the end of the last episode, after we discovered the fresh Serpent Viscera, I want to show another way to get there because there are two ways to get to the same area, and this is my preferred way, not going from the Poison Pool, but coming from Ashina Depths. I'm going to show that off here in just a moment, but first I did say I wanted to show off the whistle, and we are going to do that, and we're going to go back to the Riven Valley. We're going to go to Riven Cave and tackle that very large group of monkeys. Now, I'm not going to show the traveling there. I will show you me going to the idol, but then I'm just going to kind of run through, kill a few enemies, and then I'll show you it in action. Even though this is absolutely overkill, there's the group of monkeys. I don't want them seeing me, so I'm going to use a Gaichin Sugar. Going to get the Mountain Echo equipped. And just hop down, get right in the midst of them, and then... And ladies and gentlemen, place your bets. Yeah, it'll probably be a monkey with a gun. And then just make sure that you don't leave them standing for too long because they will start to circle back around you. But there you go. A pretty fun little tool, just doesn't have as many uses as I wish it did. And now, I'm going to use the idol to go back to the last idol I was at, which is Riven Valley. And from here, we're going to be traveling. Not acquiring skills, not just yet. We're going to go to the I said Ashina Depths before, but what I meant was actually the abandoned dungeon, specifically the bottomless hole. Just through here, we've already talked to this faithless one NPC, and she had told us that we can just go ahead and throw ourselves down, we will surely not die. And this is a FromSoft game, so anytime there's an NPC right by the edge of a very large foreboding hole, you can rest assured it is perfectly safe to head towards it. But while we're falling, we do have a grapple hook, so go ahead and just start mashing that. If you don't grab this one, there is another couple of spots further down that you can grab onto. There's no loot down there, so you're better off just grabbing the top one. Grab yourself a Mibu Balloon of Soul. Follow this cave down. I am going to equip my Flame Vent, just because there is one of those zombie-type enemies down here. Wake him up over there while we run over and grab this little bit of loot. Fistfuls of Ash. Go ahead and whistle at him just so he knows where you are. Give him a kill, and the reason I use fire, if you don't, he will come back once. It's not terribly difficult. You just have to fight him a second time. Don't worry about the damage you take during this fall. Grab yourselves 3 more pacifying agents, and the reason you don't have to worry is because you have an idol right here, and now we are on the opposite side of the poison pool here in the Ashina Depths. We'll rest up and make sure we get all of our spirit emblems back, as well as our health. And instead of rushing in here, let's survey this situation. So the poison pool idol is just over my head on the other side of that cliff, and there was an enemy that just phased out. But we have 3 enemies and a mini-boss. There's the mini-boss right there. That is Snake Eyes Part 2. Not necessarily any more difficult than the first one, other than the fact that there are enemies that can really ruin your day. And if you've come here as late as I have, which is after you fought Genichiro, then instead of rifle-wielding Sunken Clan Valley members, you have the ones wielding cannons. Much, much more deadly. Fortunately, using a single Gachi Sugar, we can take care of all 3 of them. There's one that you can just see down there. There's another one patrolling the center island. We want to kill him, or her rather, behind that hut, so kind of somewhere around this area. Otherwise, Snake Eyes will see us, and from there, we'll just zip up to kill that one that unfortunately is phased out just due to the distance, and we'll kill that one there, and then we can loop around and get all the loot. So we'll start with our sugar. Hop down somewhat quick-like. We're not worrying about any loot right now. There we go. Timing should be pretty good. Do have that little bit of loot here. I don't want to wait in the water just because I don't want to get poisoned if I can help it at all. And let's see, this person, oh, you know what? They're actually starting to see me. There we go. But we do need to kind of hurry because we need to get her right before she gets on the other side of that wall. That's perfect. And then let's just zip on up. And there is 3 stealth kills. Now we still have the sugar active. So what I'm going to do is start making my way towards Snake Eyes. And if we time this right, we should be able to get 1 death blow on her before the sugar runs out. And there we go. Perfect. And now the fight is largely the same. Now I am going to equip my umbrella again. I meant to have that equipped already. And that's the only tool I'm going to use. I'm just going to focus on attacking, deflecting, and then with the grab attack, if you actually dodge towards her and to our right, her left at the last moment, you can avoid being grabbed. There we are. So just a couple of attacks. I usually go for about 3. Anytime she does that spinning back kick, make sure you are ready for the shot. Oh. There's the deflection. Almost got killed there. There's the grab, over to the right. And there's the kill on Snake Eye Shirafuku. We didn't even have to use our umbrella at all, but that's it. It's not too terribly difficult. You just have to be on your toes and understand those attack patterns. And I know that goes for just about every enemy and boss in a FromSoft game, but for the Snake Eyes, it really and truly makes a difference. Now what I'm going to do is just to tackle it from the direction we started in, I would like to get all the way back up top and just kind of start over as if we had just entered the area from the idol. or at least from this height. This is fine, because first we do have an item over here on the statue. So we get a scrap magnetite, which is perfect because we do need that for the next umbrella upgrade. Here on the island, another scrap magnetite. Oh, don't forget to suck up our loot here. There we have 3 Mibu possession balloons, and over behind this statue head in the water, some yellow gunpowder. And you can absolutely use these grapple points to get over a little bit faster, which we will adjust here. And if I get poisoned, it's fine. We should be okay. There is a heavy coin purse. Gonna zip back up to the other enemy that we killed just up here. Make sure, again, we suck up the loot. We get some oil. Grab the spirit emblem off the hand. This is the poison pool idol. So that would lead over to where we got the the dried serpent viscera. Over on these rocks right here, we get some pellets. Rounding on the loot on the way to Snake Eyes, some black gunpowder, and yet more scrap magnetite. We now have enough to upgrade the umbrella. Now, there is a shiny up on that statue and just below it. There is no way that I have found to get there from here. There might be a clever way to zip over, but instead, if we just head through this cave. First, let's talk to this NPC.
Who or what did this to you?
Large ape. My neck. My neck.
So something killed, or at least mortally injured, that individual. And there he is. The guardian ape has returned. This time, though, he's not going to be alone for long. Now, we could rush in there. We will get some free hits, but we're a little bit further away than I'd like, and we still have that loot to get. So let's jump up here. We have a grapple point, a low rock that we can just slide right under. And it may not look like it, because it looks like you just have to go this way, but there is a spot to jump up just here. And after some clever wall jumps... Oh, didn't make it. Remember, my advice for the wall jumps is just let Sekiro... Well, not really working for me now. Let Sekiro do the work for you. You don't have to try and angle your camera or anything like that. Just bounce off the wall every time you hit, and you should eventually make it up to the top. So some more yellow gunpowder, but even more importantly, up on top of this statue, we get yet another prayer bead. But that is not the only reason we came up here, because as we hop down and we continue to go under the rocks, we have one lone monkey to kill. And in this pile of very large ape bones, we get some more monkey boots, so we can get even more NPC dialogue. But now we're a lot closer to the guardian ape. Now, the guardian ape, I'm just going to tell you right now, there are 2 more phases here. Once we get one more death blow on the guardian ape, which this is going to be the exact same phase as phase 2 of the first fight, in which the head has already been removed. We do have to worry about the terror screaming. Other than that, it's just going to be rinse and repeating until we get the centipede out and we can get a death blow. Once we've taken out that death blow, he is going to call for his mate. And now it is going to be a 2 versus 1 scenario. But I have to say, I am okay with this 2 versus 1 scenario because the female ape has very interesting AI. And you're going to see this in action very quickly, but she is only going to attack when her mate is actually in danger. So if you start attacking the male ape, the headless ape, she's going to come in to attack. Or if you create a vulnerable state in the male ape, the guardian ape, then she's going to come in to attack. So we need to bait vulnerable states in order to attack the female. I'll talk a little bit more about that once we get to that phase. But in order to get set up here, we definitely don't need all this. I am going to use an Akko's Sugar. Might as well get some free damage. I'm not going to use any Divine Confetti because this is a lot more about getting posture damage than it is about getting the vitality damage. But I am going to use, instead of Mortal Blade, or Warble and Slash, or Mortal Draw, I'm going to use the Ichimonji double because I want to save my spirit emblems for the second phase. Now, I could get, and I probably will, just in case I have some more of the loaded, or some more spirit emblems at the end of phase 2, or I should say the middle of phase 2. But more importantly, I'm going to be using the firecrackers, and this is not going to be on the headless ape because, well, his head's gone. Firecrackers aren't going to do anything to stun him. But this is going to be used in phase 2 to stun the female ape anytime we get the opportunity. So just to make sure I have plenty. Oh, because my health is too low. I was wondering why I wasn't able to actually use my ceremonial Tanto. Let's get that going. Go ahead and heal up. Use another pellet. And the plan is we're going to use an Akko Sugar, jump down. Now, in order to get some free damage, we don't want to run directly to the Guardian's Ape back just because he has a very large, oddly shaped hitbox and you won't reach it. We're going to go over to his right side and attack his legs. And here we go. Lots of free damage. And then we just run away. And again, the fight is largely the same. In fact, it's entirely the same. We're just waiting for this big move. We're going to do a double Ichimonji. Get one more free hit. There's the scream, so let's back off. And it's just a waiting game. We can jump over this, get some free hits. Deflect. Jump over. And we can jump over this for some more good damage. Just watch for the screen since we are pretty close. And there's another good deflection. Almost have him down. Let's just back up a little bit. Whoops. Whoa, that came very quick. And there's the scream. All right, I'm gonna pop my last pellet here. Jump over that perilous. We saw him do it. I always say that in Dark Souls 1 you want to watch the enemy's hand. When it comes to the Guardian Ape especially, you want to watch his hand. As soon as that hand starts coming towards you, that's when you want to deflect. And there is the female. Isn't she positively lovely? But watch as she just kind of stays behind her mate. And even though he's attacking, she's just going to stand by and watch. And again, the reason is she is going to wait until he is in trouble. So during this, he's vulnerable, so he is going to run at us. Does that big arm sweep, that's perfect. We can get a little bit of damage. But we do have to worry about him as well. So you see that I just had to dodge that perilous attack. But if we can bait... If we can bait certain attacks, so he is going to attack us after a scream, which is not good, because they are really close proximity right now. But the scream and the jump are the ones that she will always attack after. The other ones, it's going to be dependent on whether or not she's in danger. So if I attack here, he is going to do so as well. Okay, this is a good one. The problem is I can't see because there's too much going on, so just a couple of quick hits and get out of there. Still have plenty of spirit emblems. If you do get too close to her though, she will go ahead and attack. So give her some distance. Wait until you can get a big stagger. Okay, there's one. Now back off. Okay, could have... Extreme. She should be coming in here soon. Sure enough, so she's doing a big combo. I don't like to punish this combo because, yeah, very, very dangerous and a lot of damage. Okay, there's the slide, back up. I had to heal there. Now, you actually can end this fight if you just kill the Guardian Ape, but I find it's extremely difficult to do so while she is just going absolutely nuts. Oh, this is perfect, because he actually just backed off. So let's get out of there. Good damage, though. Definitely need to clear some space here. Slide, let's get a hit just so she comes in. Oh, we got the jump, that's great. Stun. Jump. So she actually should be coming in for a second attack. She sure is. That's a bad attack. Gonna heal up again. Good, bait the jump. Okay, let's not get greedy here. Almost have her. Once she goes down, then he is going to go into the exact same phase as last time. Nothing changes. Good, got the jump, let's run. Probably shouldn't have done that necessarily. Okay, there's the death blow on her, and now we are left with, again, just the regular old Guardian ape fight. Oh, run away. And just for fun, because it's just her and I do still have some spirit emblems, let's go ahead and finish her off with Mortal Draw. Alright, let's get 2 Mortal Draw sweeps. Lots of damage. We have enough for 1 more Mortal Draw, but you know what? We have enough for more than that. I don't know that that's going to be enough to finish him. Probably not. But we can always switch back over to Ichimonji double if need be. And there we have it. That is the duo Guardian Apes. Honestly, it's a lot of fun because of that AI. We get the Shinobi Execution. We are going to get a new memory here. The headless Guardian Ape was a colossal beast plagued with the power of the Undying. And we got not 1, but 2 prayer beads since we took out 2 apes. But as you can see, with what's going on behind me, the ape is still not done because, just like in the watering hole, we only killed, quote-unquote, the ape with our regular katana. We did not kill it with the Mortal Blade. But since we have it equipped, we can just whack at it. And what I meant was, wait till you see that reticle. And we can finally sever its immortality. And we get the Bestowal Ninjutsu technique that wreathes a blade in the victim's blood, extending its reach. The wolf discovered this technique upon beheading a foe with the Mortal Blade, forming a cursed sword from spilled blood. Though it bears likeness to the Mortal Blade, it cannot kill the Undying. Now, Bestowal has a few different uses. If you get a backstab deathblow, just like the other ninjutsu techniques, on a regular enemy, a living enemy, humanoid or creature, then if you use this ninjutsu, you will kind of envelop your sword in blood. It does extend the reach and it does give extra damage. If you do it to a gecko, a poison gecko, you are going to get Poison Blade. If you actually do it on a white gecko, then you will get a lifesteal ability for about 30 seconds. I hopefully will be showing this off later against yet another mini boss. So we have an idol here. Let's go ahead and rest, get this active. But then, before we go any further, we're going to head back. Well, first off, we do have some attack power to use up. At one time, the Guardian Ape shared its den with a mate, but he alone became infested while the other passed away. Now, even the flowers offered in tribute to her passing have withered to dust. And we also have enough prayer necklaces to go ahead and enhance our physical attributes. And we get the 6th prayer necklace. These centipedes will seek out a leader, often changing names out of loyalty. Centipede chiefs are known as long arms for their large talon-like weapons. If only we had a prayer necklace to explain why they also called them giraffes. But from here, we're going to go back to the dilapidated temple and upgrade that lilac umbrella.
You need something?
There we have it, the Phoenix Lilacs umbrella, and the reason is this is going to prevent damage from apparition type enemies. Think terror. We've already fought a few of these, but there's one more that have now taken up residence inside the Guardian Ape's burrow where we just were.
Another time, then. I'll lend you shelter anytime.
And if we want to get all of the tools in the game, but especially get all the tools that are going to help us to fight terrifying creatures like the Headless, we need to go and kill this one mini-boss to get a specific upgrade item. So if you notice that when I try to travel, I can no longer go to the Guardian Ape's burrow. It is blacked out. But if I go to the poison pool, I can just get right back and you're going to see what has taken up residence there. So we don't need to worry about the Sunken Clan Valley members. Chances are they won't even see us, so let's just run on past. Oddly enough, even though we've already talked to this one Sunken Clan Valley member, she's now back alive and she'll still tell us how an ape broke her neck. But now, we have another Shishiman warrior. Remember, we fought one of these in the Ashina dungeon. This is an apparition type enemy, so we do want to use our new Phoenix Lilac Umbrella. I am going to use an Akko Sugar, and more importantly, I am going to use some Divine Confetti. You can kill the Shishiman warrior without this, but this does a great job at dispelling the terror that surrounds the Shishiman warrior, as well as if you need to deflect and you're not using the umbrella, this will allow you to do so without still getting some terror buildup. And of course, just in case we want some pacifying agent at the ready. So we'll get somewhat close, pop our confetti and our Akkos. Oh, make sure that we have our umbrella equipped, and we're just going to rush in and get lots of free damage. Okay, so now he's going to be disappearing. I'm going to get rid of some of these orbs, and then as soon as I see him appearing on the other side of the cave, uh-oh. Well, that didn't quite work out because he didn't appear where I thought he was going to. Now, this is the same fight that we had in the dungeon, so if he does jump into the air, we can get a death blow in midair from the midair death blow ability we got from Black Cat Badger, which is really, really useful here. I just don't find that I get it all that often. But just look how useful this umbrella is during this fight. Okay, there's death blow number 1. We will end up using another Divine Confetti, and that is A-okay with me. In fact, let's go ahead and pop it now so we don't have to do it mid-fight. Charge. Umbrella. And just start whacking. Oh, that was unfortunate that he disappeared so quickly. And you can deflect that, especially if you have Divine Confetti. Oh, that was silly on my part. Go ahead and heal up. Hopefully we don't use a third Divine Confetti, but if we have to, we will. Great damage here. Yeah, he's just not going up into the air. Oh, and of course now he does. And we are in a little bit of a bad spot. So he's going to summon that again. Actually, that's great. I can get my Divine Confetti ready. And there is the second death blow. The Divine Confetti is definitely worthwhile to spend here because we get the Malcontent's Ring. An old ring well suited for slender fingers. Kingfisher is engraved on the underside. Wearing this ring as you blow the finger whistle will create a somber tune. The weeping voice is full of solitude and beauty, possibly somber enough to temporarily quell a voice of rage. The problem is, this being an upgrade material for the finger whistle, we still need others, including Grave Wax, which we don't have any yet, but we will have one by the end of this episode. So the idol is now opened up for us. Let's go ahead and rest again, get any health back, any healing gourds. And now it is time to move on to the Hidden Forest. Every FromSoft game has to have some form of a hidden forest. Go ahead and grab all these zip points. Now before we proceed I want to show off, hopefully, if I can do it without dying, the Divine Abduction, because this can spin enemies around, offering you a free backstab death blow. And we do have a couple of enemies that are going to appear because of the time of day just below us, and those are going to be Phantom Nightjars, one towards the end of that platform over there and one just below. I do want to rush for the one at the far end. The other one I should be able to rush down just with some regular light parries. So let's make sure we get that equipped. Let's get up there. And not going great. There it is. We actually got both of them accidentally. Wow. I've never had that happen in practice. That lasts a good long while. And we actually got Yashiriko Sugar. I was going to mention that you can farm these Nightjars for this sugar. So Yashiriko Sugar, it works just like Akko's, although it is a buffed up version of it, but it does half your vitality and posture. It does grant a larger attack power boost than Akko's, but at the cost of half vitality and posture. So for many of us, that's going to be the first time we pick that up if we're lucky to get it as a drop. Otherwise, there's some guaranteed Yashirikos in this area. But speaking of this area, as you can see, the lower sections are covered in fog. Down in that fog, there's going to be the ghosts of Ashina's soldiers, as well as ghosts and some other even nastier enemies like a headless. If we want to clear this fog, that will also dispel all of those ghosts, all of those apparitions, except for the headless, making the lower portions completely safe. Again, minus the headless. So that's what I want to do. If you do end up fighting the ghosts, they're fairly weak. You just need to worry about in the next section when they do often have dogs with them, which can kind of, well, just overwhelm you strictly with numbers. So hopping down here, by the way, I'm going to talk a little about ecology here, specifically mycology and the study of mushrooms and different fungi. These right here, these look very much like Ganoderma applanatum, which is also known as the artist conch. The white undersides of this bracket fungi is actually highly prized by ecological artists because it will bruise very easily, and they will draw incredibly intricate designs on the undersides that will last for years and years. I'll try to remember to link some of those art pieces in the description below. Let's go ahead and kill these roosters. We do have a few of those. We will grab this one Mibu Balloon of Soul. For the most part, I'm not going to be grabbing the loot until we've dispelled the fog here. In order to dispel the fog, there is a mini-boss we're going to have to fight, but I use the term mini-boss very loosely. If it didn't have a very well-known health bar and some fog gates, I wouldn't call it a mini-boss at all. We do have this one NPC who's kind of clue us in as to what's going on here.
Hey you. If you know the path of Buddha, would you slay one who opposes it?
One who opposes the Buddha?
Correct. The one of whom I speak hides in an abandoned temple up ahead. He sealed away the village in a shadowy fog, so that he can fool the villagers.
An abandoned temple?
Yes, it's an old building. The door may be closed, but there should be a hole in the second floor.
We'll come back and talk to him once we have dispelled all of the mist. Now, this is the typical way forward. There is some loot up there kind of behind this large statue, but for me, there is a shortcut right there in that wall to get there, and we want to be careful. We do not want to drop down here because you can just see some shinies right above my head, but there is also a headless, and this headless in the fog can be incredibly dangerous. So best way to get down is just to carefully drop down here. We're gonna want, oh, careful, don't fall off. Follow this branch up. Here we get 3 more snap seeds, and we can just hug this wall. Now normally people would come through this second area, grapple up to that tree branch, or that tree branch right there, and then go get the snap seeds this way. But this actually cuts out quite a bit of the level that will just come back through once the fog is gone. Now from here, we have, and I don't want to get spotted just yet, we have another drunkard, just like Juzo the drunkard in the Hirata Estates, but he has a trio of monkeys and 1 rifle-wielding monkey above him. ideally, in a perfect world, I will be able to kill all 4 monkeys without the drunkard noticing us, and I'll be able to use the bestowal ninjutsu to give ourselves an edge. So I'm going to set up this fight here by using, I want my gouging top. I definitely want my bestowal ninjutsu. I will leave, actually I'm going to put on Ichimonji. Just like with Juzo, I am going to use some oil, as well as the flame vent. Don't need pacifying agent anymore. I will get some pellets back on just in case I need it. And I will be using a gaching sugar just to hopefully stay out of sight. This doesn't always work. It seems to be kind of a flip of a coin. But let's get the gouging top. And so far, so good. Okay, so he is alerted. I don't know if that's going to count as detected or not. Unfortunately, the colors aren't really my thing. But we do now want to go take care of that monkey over there. So let's, oh, he saw us. That's okay. So, we need to change tactics here, and I'm going to use the Divine Abduction to spin this monkey around. That way, we get the bestowal ninjutsu. And let's head up. Oh, perfect. He's drinking now. Let's set him on fire. Lots of extra damage from this. Doesn't last forever. And I am unfortunately out of spirit emblems, which is a shame because I can't light him on fire anymore. And my bestowal's already run out. So this fight is really the same as Juzo. We just need to kind of stay away, bait some attacks, especially if you can bait the drinking. That is really, really useful. Okay, time to back up and heal. He might actually drink here soon. And nope. I thought he was gonna, there we go. I thought he was gonna do the sword slash. Okay. There's death blow number 1. Now what I would like to do is ceremonial tanto. Get all my health back. Let's get this oil going again. Get some deflections. I want him to drink before I use my flame vent again. There we go. Get some free damage. Don't get too greedy. Watch his hand, of course. That's going to be the trick here. I already can't use the flame vent again. Boy, I would like something else here. Like a drink. Okay, let's back up. And there we go. So again, just like Juzo the Drunkard, I didn't have the Spirit Emblems that I should have had. That's okay, but I do get some unrefined sake, another prayer bead, and he is now defeated. Make sure we suck up the loot from the monkeys, of course. Down here, we do get some fistfuls of ash. We can zip up there, but it actually is a little bit more beneficial to run down here. It leads to the same place, but there is some loot. So, just jump over to this ledge. We're going to climb up, grab ourselves some more pellets, and then we're just going to zip on over, and this is going to bring us right to the 4th and final mini-boss of the episode. But this is the one that, again, I find it hard to actually call a mini-boss, and you're going to see why here in just a second. There is a nice lump of fat wax. There's the building that one monk was telling us about. Get some free spirit emblems. Always look for these moths, these glowing moths. They're going to indicate some areas on the trees that you can climb on. You can listen to his beautiful flute playing as he plays the song of his people. There is a way, if you want speedruns, to actually use this tree to completely bypass that section. You can just run straight here, do a double jump, land on that branch right there, and get up here. I've tried in practice, I can't get it, and, well, speed running is also not really my thing. So there's the moths. And we can actually even just hop down. He's completely oblivious. This is the Mist Noble. And I was going to make a joke about just how difficult this enemy is, but watch as I just spam him. Death blow number 1. I don't even know why they gave him 2. 3, 4, 5. And he's done. There is the lump of grave wax that we need for the Malcontent, but we need 2 of them. We're going to talk in the next episode about where you can hopefully locate another one before we really need to start using it. And as it starts to settle, we can see that this whole thing was nothing but an illusion. This is nothing more than a broken down old house, and the area that, frankly, I didn't show off seemed to be blocked off is actually not really. It was just being hidden and occluded by the Mist Noble illusion. Now from here, though, interestingly enough, I'm going to homeward idle back just so we can start from the beginning, this time relatively enemy free. So as you can see, we have a great vantage point all the way down. We're going to be able to see the headless a lot easier. But let's take care of these chickens again really quickly. Not even worrying about the death blow. But there is one of the shinies behind the large tree, and there is the headless. We are going to go grab those items, but we're going to get out of there before, hopefully, we take any damage from the headless. Just going to wait for a deflection, just because it's funny to deflect a chicken. And let's talk to that NPC again, now that we've dispelled the mist.
I've gotten terribly old, but this old man would like to see Lord Buddha return to his temple once more.
And that is it. So again, that is going to be the way forward, but for now, let's do a double jump on the side of the statue to get up here. There we are. There is another way up. Grab ourselves a pellet. Over here we do have an unmountable grapple up to a ledge. Get a light coin purse, kill this chicken. So this is the way up if you can't actually make that double jump. You just kind of hop down, follow this ramp up, and go that way. But we are going to now go down and collect some of the loot down on the bottom. We do have that one on the branch there. But here by this grave, we have some more scrap magnetite, which is excellent. Can never have too much of that. This loot is completely safe to get. So we have pellets, scrap iron, and a Mibu Balloon of Wealth. And then I like to go around this tree kind of through this, and we're just going to sprint in, grab, go back around the tree, and grab the other one. The problem is, once he summons that mist around him, it becomes very difficult to move, so let's just move quickly. There's a lump of fat wax. Alright, we missed all of that. There's some scrap magnetite. Time to move, don't get terror built up. Alright, we are home free. At this point, we can just find the nearest grapple and get out of here. There is one more item down below, but we can get that from a safer location. Oh, okay. Haven't actually been hit before while up in the tree. Here is the item on the branch we saw, just some ceramic shards. I say just, I actually love my ceramic shards. And then down here, if you go to where that grapple is, and then look down in this corner, here we have some more Yashiriko's sugars. We get 3 of them. Then if we just carefully, because again, we don't want to engage that headless, hop onto this branch, look for the nearest grapple, and we just get out of here. This section is now complete. We have 2 more chickens coming up, and those, believe it or not, are actually going to be the last enemies that we fight in this episode. I could have used the stolen ninjutsu on one of these chickens. Just seemed like a bit overkill. We do have 5 skill points. I'll be spending those in the next episode. But there is the building that held the Mist Noble. We have some bite down here, even though we now have the non-consumable hidden tooth from Hanbei. We have some more bite down, light coin purse, and contact medicine. Just a little bit further up on the hill, some more yellow gunpowder. Normally, when I would come through this area, if I wasn't taking that shortcut, the way that you get to the drunkard is by zipping up to that branch, and there is that wall that we hugged earlier on. But let's head over here. Oh, just kidding, this is not where you get up. I did this probably about 3 times during practice. Instead, to get that one item, we just go to this hill, jump and kick off the ledge, and there we have adamantite scrap. Definitely worth coming to pick that up. Just a few more pieces of loot to pick up, and then I have one more thing I want to talk about that is completely not in regards to the game, other than a cool thematic choice. There's heavy coin purse, some oil. We got some more spirit emblems up here, as well as some more oil. In the back of the house that I can't reach from here, I have to jump up here. After the Mist Noble, you can pick this up right away. Some more Yashiriko's sugar. We get ceramic shards, and that is it for loot. But I want to stop and talk about these little flowers. A lot of people, I've seen some discussions on this because they're so prevalent in this area. A lot of people seem to think that these are some sort of rose just because of their flower shape, and they're, maybe missing all their color due to what the Mist Noble did. Actually, these are what's known as Monotropa uniflora. This is what is called ghost pipe, or the ghost plant. And I just think it is so fitting that they have this completely colorless flower. This is the only species in its genus. Monotropa kind of gives rise to that. And it's here because it is a ghost plant, just like it was inhabited by all those ghosts prior to the Mist Noble illusion. Just a cool little tidbit that I realized during practice. I thought that was pretty interesting. Oh, I lied. There's one more bit of loot here. We get some pellets. Now we're going to have 2 more Phantom Nightjar ninjas that are going to spawn, but we are just going to take care of them with some good old-fashioned brute force, and I'm going to rush them nice and quick. Hopefully not die to the shurikens in the air. Okay, there is one. Nope. Okay. Make sure we block some attacks, I guess. There is 2. We have a whole pack of dogs down there. I'm not going to worry about them at this time. Instead, we're just going to hop on down, zip on over. And we are now in a brand new area, one of the last few remaining in this walkthrough, the Mibu Village. There is a lot to discover here. There's a lot to unpack here, but that's going to have to wait until next time. I hope you learned something, and if you did, leave me a comment below and let me know what you learned. If you have any other better strategies, or if I missed something, or maybe you know of a better way to take care of those apes, please leave me a comment as well so we can all keep learning. But I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Not gonna lie, I thought I still had Mortal Draw equipped, but you get the idea.